time. Regina Bell, would you come up and just bless us tonight? Come on and greet with me, multi Grammy Award winner, Regina Bell. Praise the Lord. God is just good. God is just good. Did you hear what I said? God is just good. I need about 3 more witnesses just testify with me when I say that God is just good and he's good all by himself. Here's an old song that my brother wrote for me. We're going back to the old church. I just need y'all to clap your hands for me. Can we do that? Yeah. Oh. Save my soul, God is good. Save my soul, rock me out of darkness. Save. Down every footstep, God is good. Save my soul. Rock me out of darkness, God is good. Rainbow. I didn't want you to find yourself when it was God. My friends, God is good. Oh, my table, shoes on my feet. Yeah, every footstep, save my soul. Rock me out of darkness. God is good. Come on, Regina. Anybody in here had God make a way for you? Oh, my favor, shoes on my back. Nothing. Every footstep, burn my soul. Rock me out of darkness. God is good. Heal my every sickness. Heal my every sickness. Only in my heart. Take away your way. Lock me out of darkness. I know for myself that God is good. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, he is. Hey, everybody. This is your girl, Creole Butterfly, Libra Butterfly, Coco Night tonight. Coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast. Other horses are beautiful and the women are fast. Just really depends on what you like. I want to say happy birthday, happy quinceañera, happy bar mitzvah, happy anniversary to Lottie Dottie and every darn body under the sound of my voice, okay? You know I'm the Oprah, the what? The smooches. So, mwah, you get a smooch, you get a smooch. Everybody gets a smooch. It is Saturday, you guys. It is Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. And it's 2 days from a real one's birthday, okay? 2 days, okay? Days. I'm supposed to be going everywhere today, okay? All type of plans today, and I got my butt right in the house, in my PJs, done sipped my coffee, and really don't plan on going nowhere. See, that's the lovely thing when you get to be 50 something, you become unapologetic for being you, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to be double fives, two nickels, okay? 5 5. Or in Lady Nika's voice, I'm going to be two quotas, okay? And 5 pennies, 2 quotas, and a nickel. All right. And I'm so excited. Yeah, I am. And I know everybody's like, girl, it's just a birthday. But if you've been through what I've been through, come on now. Come on. If you've been through what I've been through, then you'll understand my plight. If you've been through what I've been through, then you'll understand why I'm excited, especially in the year 2025. There has been so many things that has happened this year, y'all. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, okay, okay. Oh, Lord. Who child? Mm, 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 mm. Lord, have mercy. I'm trying to calm down, y'all, because y'all don't understand. See, some of y'all take waking up every day for granted. You take breathing for granted. You take the activities of your limbs for granted, your hands. You take the fact that you can see for granted. You take the fact that you can blink for granted. Okay. Some of y'all, instead of when you wake up saying, thank you, God, y'all get up ready to cuss somebody out, ready to smoke, ready to hit that liquor, ready to talk about somebody. All it is because you don't really realize that it was God that gave you the activities of your limbs. I can't do that every day. And I was like this as a kid, but the older I got and the more in ministry I begin to move and the more understanding I got that God gives us grace. Come on now. Woo, child. That God gives us grace. That we are all like filthy rags, but God gives us grace. And every day that He bless you to roll over on your own, to blink, to understand where you are, to have the activities of your mind. Because some people are here, but they don't know they're here. Okay, to know who you are, to not be outside butt naked walking down the street. Ah, God, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. I keep telling y'all, in order to understand me, you got to dig deep because I'm one of them. Okay, I'm one of them, and people hate that, but that's okay because my tribe finds me. Okay, my tribe finds me, and I'm gonna be who I am. Because guess what? I like me. You don't like me? What's wrong with you? Anywho, uh, a friend of mine reminded me. Okay. Here I go again. Ministry. The Lord said, "Where 2 and 3 are gathered in His name, He'll do what? Be in the midst." So even when I'm on here and I'm talking about Him and I'm honoring Him, God's listening. What's up, JB Boo? And thank you. He's listening. So I don't care. Look, hey, any points I can get to make sure I stay in heaven, any points, and I know y'all like stay in heaven, because let me tell you. See, I began to preach this gospel when God opened it up to me. He opened Revelations up to me. Okay. I was one of the only preachers, and at the time I was pastoring. I had my own church and everything. Uh, Once you're a pastor, you're still a pastor, whether you have a building or not. Okay. But I had begun to preach in Revelations. This was back in 2001 or 2. No, 2011. Thank you, God. It was around 2011. I had begun to preach in Revelations, while every other pastor was scared of Revelations and wouldn't touch it and all of that and stuff. God put me in Revelations. Okay. And I began to break it down. And I began to preach it. Right. Okay. And so one of the eye-opening things that my church, even the kids, that's why I said my kids of my church could outdo an adult in any day at anybody else's. Now they're grown. They're very much equipped. That's why they have a problem going sitting under people, other people at church, because they know better. They know some things that these other preachers ain't preaching. And I don't know if it was a blessing or a curse, but I did what God said. So let me warn you back in before we go into the Commodore Terry, okay? Because somebody needs this that's going to listen to this. What I meant by stay in heaven is, okay, you're going to go to heaven. Everybody goes to heaven. Creole, you lying now. You lying. Everybody, and I stand 10 toes down on that because I know what I'm talking about. Everybody goes to heaven. Now let that sit. Hitler, Trump, whoever you feel is not necessary, they all go to heaven. Because then judgment comes. There are books, then the book. There are books that will be open. Okay? The books of right, the books of the things you did right, the books of the things you did wrong, and then the book to where you'll spend eternity. What do you think the judgment seat is? It ain't in hell, it ain't here. You got to be judged first. Then they say heaven comes down. Heaven don't come down here before you. No. Everybody goes to heaven. Everybody. Because you got to stand in front of the judgment seat. You got to stand in front of God. And the books will be open. Okay? The books. And then the book to say either depart from me and you go with your God, Satan, or you stay. See what I'm saying? So that's why I say I don't want no gate trouble. When I get up there, I want to be able to stay. Not get up there and get used to how peaceful that is and everything. And then he say, bye. Do you know how that's going to feel? And ain't nothing you can do about it. Because I know there's a lot of people that believe in purgatory to where you can work out your sins after you die. And then God will let you know. No, baby. No. And I'm here to destroy it. Absolutely not. No. 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 Okay. Now be mad at me for exposing the truth and shaking up your fairy tale that you can get it together later after you die. No. No. After this life is the real life, which is eternity. Moving forward. Let's go. All right. So I want to talk to you guys about first fenugreek. Okay. Fenugreek. Fenugreek. I always say fenugreek because I'm Southern, okay? Fenugreek is one of the best herbs that you can get. And I have been talking to diabetics a lot, okay? Because diabetes is very harmful on the body. It really is, y'all. It's one of them things that if you can avoid it, I come away from it. Praise God. Let's do it. Let's go. One of the best things you could ever do is get fenugreek, okay? Fenugreek, it not only removes mucus out of your body, okay? If you are a mother and you're lactating, but in your breast you can't produce milk, fenugreek can actually kick in your milk production. Okay, so that's one thing that's is beneficial to mothers. Okay, so you really want to make sure that you can do that. So again, if that's something, and let me give this disclaimer. I am not a medical doctor. I don't even play one on TV. This is for educational purposes. Okay. I take fenugreek every day, just to let you know. And I actually put some people in my family and some friends on fenugreek. And I'm telling you the results of what I got back that I already knew. Okay. So, all right. if you're going to take fenugreek for milk productions, it's best to do it. If you're going to do it, drink 3 cups of tea a day to help with the milk production. Okay. It supports healthy, it makes your baby healthier because, okay, it is a herb. Okay. And it boosts the natural milk production in the breast. So I really wanted to stick on that because a lot of times we go so fast in breaking down different things. Okay. Um, it also, like I said, it helps with your it helps with the polyphenols for the mucus production. Okay. So if you ever have mucus in your nose, in your chest, mucus can set up anywhere. It's called itis. Okay, it's called itis. It also helps to break down the mucus in the lungs. So if you ever have congestion in your lungs, uh, Greek can help to destroy that and loosen that to where it comes out. If those of you all have been following me for a while, I always tell y'all what is itis. Itis is inflammation of, okay? So anywhere that you have itis, right? Arthritis, sinusitis, what is the other? Rhinitis. That means inflammation of. And inflammation is nothing but mucus. Okay. Basically, that's what it is. Sometimes, like with arthritis, uh, it sets up in the joints and it can be there in the joints, which makes you go stiff and all of this and stuff. And in order to really be honest with you, in order to remove arthritis, you have to be so dedicated to changing what you eat because anything that is inflammatory will go straight to those sites and make those sites stubborn. Okay. Arthritis is one of the hardest things to reverse, but it can be reversed. It can be. One day we're going to do at least 2 lives on arthritis. One, I suffer with it. Okay. I was diagnosed with arthritis at the age of 20 years old. All right. So I've been dealing with arthritis for a long time. And one of the things that my doctor told me was that, and actually, when I went back and told me and my husband that I needed to move to a warmer climate, I actually needed to be somewhere where there was nothing but sun, like more days than not, nothing but sun. And I needed to be in it because that would help my joints. Okay. And everything. So I'm telling you, if you suffer with arthritis, and you are in Florida, California, Arizona, all the things, okay, where all the sun is abundant, get out in the sun. Get you some vitamin D, okay? Get out in that sun because it helps your joints, believe it or not. You don't have to stay in the sun, but some of y'all like turtles. You never come out of your shell. You just stay. Get out, stop being a hermit. Get out in the sun at least for 15 minutes and then come back in the house and be the hermit that you are. Okay. So, anyway, another thing that fenugreek does, if you're still having a menstrual cycle, okay, it helps with your period pains. All right. What's up? Oh, thank you. Nothing, nothing. Thank you, boo. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Um, if you're still having period pains, ladies, and if you're having heavy periods, okay, so if you got teenage daughters or daughters that's still going through this, even men, if you got daughters and they going through this, or you got sisters or whatever and they going through this, tell them fenugreek really will lessen their pain and it will actually help their heaviness. Okay, I used to be one, all right, because I had fibroids. I still got fibroids, but evidently my herbs that I'm doing is managing those really, really good. So hey, praise the Lord. Okay, men, erectile dysfunctionals. Okay, erectile dysfunctional women. If you got a husband or a boyfriend and they're going through erectile dysfunction, fenugreek seeds also help many benefits for men, especially when it comes to the penis. Okay, it makes your penis healthy. All right, it helps to reverse erectile dysfunction. We're going to stop right there, okay? Some of you men need to know this, okay? What it does is boost the testosterone levels and lower the DHT levels. That's how it helps erectile dysfunction. See, here's the thing. Um, because doctors are not trained in nutrition, they don't respect us herb people. They can't stand us because a lot of doctors are in bed with the pharmaceutical companies. Okay, they are. So they're going to pass you pills that really don't help you. It just mask it. You know what I'm saying? Even on their wall, their decree is not to heal. When you go in your doctor's office, look at their decree. It don't say nothing about healing. Herbals, like myself and different ones, that's our job. Is to give you your life back or better. It's to heal you. That's what we're looking for. We don't want you to keep taking medicine that's gonna mask everything that you have to be on. You'll be a customer for life. No, that's not what we want. So it's different. Okay. So they can't stand us. They say we are what do they call us? Witch doctors. You're listening to those witch doctors. There's no proof in that. Every pharmaceutical medicine that they create, they take from a herb and doctor it up with other things. Okay. Allegedly. I ain't gonna tell you how. No. Okay. Then can increase libido. Okay. And like I said, it becomes a natural remedy for erectile dysfunction. Moving forward. Now, diabetics, listen up, because remember, I've been talking to you all week, okay? I've been giving you things to help you. Here's another one. Fenugreek, okay? It can help prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, okay? So that's something that you actually need to do. It lowers your blood sugar. I know y'all like, well, how? It lowers the blood sugar. What more do you need? Diabetes, when you go, they say, oh, your sugar is so high, it's over such and such. This helps to bring it back in. This helps to lower it. Okay. I already gave y'all the medicine or the herb that will take the sugar away from you. Okay. And if you got the I can't help this with the sugar, you got to go back and look at my other video. I told y'all what to get. And it'll take that sugar straight out. You won't be craving nothing else sweet. But you do know that also diabetes is when your carbohydrates turn into what? Sugar. So if you're not a big sugar eater, like cookies, candy, cake, all the things, okay, sweets, look at your carbohydrates. Mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, okay? The carbohydrates, because that's what your pancreas is not able to transfer no more, and it's going directly into sugar. It's killing your pancreas. Hold on. Let me look over here real quick, boo. Okay, I tell you what I do. I'll put it in my let me get down to the last one and I'll put it in my title. So that way you'll know. Cause child, if I go off this page, I got my notes up here. If I go off this page, I'll never find it again. I won't find it till next week. Be like, there it is. I'm slow. Pray for me. Let me see. Something else I wanted to tell y'all about fenugreek. I might do because there's so many benefits, y'all. I might do a part two on it. Okay, let me do this. With people that have swollen joints, swollen feet, first of all, look at your kidneys. That's one thing the doctor will not tell you. Okay, look at your kidneys. That means when your body begins to swell, it means that your body is holding on to fluid. Your kidneys, for some reason, are not being able to produce the way that they should. That's the first thing, okay? And that's the major thing. However, if you know that your kidneys is fine and all of this and stuff, okay, cool. Fenugreek, okay, also helps with painful areas or swollen areas, okay? It's another thing that it does do. It helps with painful and swollen areas. It helps you to release water. And remember, I told you guys also that It depends on the salt you're using. Okay. A lot of, especially black people, a lot of us still use, not me, but us, because I'm black, still use that blue container of sugar with the lady on the front that's pouring the sugar, which is iodine sugar. Okay. We're still using that. And when they tell you you have high blood pressure, that you have too much sodium in your, that's what they're talking about. But what happens is the water from that salt pulls the water out of the cell and sits it between the skin and the cell, so it becomes what? Swollen. Okay. Celtic salt or Himalayan salt actually pulls the water back into the cell, which neutralizes, which nourishes the cell and makes the water come out the way it's supposed to. Okay. There's a difference. There's a big difference. You still have, when I tell you that Himalayan salt is extra salty, to me, it is, it's extra. It's like you only can use a little bit. But the Himalayan salt, okay, they saying the best product salt to use is not red meal. What is this? Yeah, red meal. Red meal. I still use, hold on, let me get my salt. Because I keep my salt with me. This is pink Himalayan salt made by Himalayan Chef. 100%. I'll show y'all too. 100% natural, pure pink Himalayan salt. I keep my salt with me. I do. I keep it in the bag, in the Ziploc bag, and I keep it with me. Like I keep it in here in my office because that way I don't add salt in there. I add seasoning. My food is very seasoned, but I don't add salt. I feel like everybody need to add their own troubles. Now I have other salt in there because my son refuses to go healthy, even though he needs to. It's a whole nother story. Okay, when he gets down to where he really, the doctor done told him some stuff, then he come in, Mama, the doctor said, and I'm like, you ready to listen? Yes, ma'am. What's up, Kim B? So then I give him some remedies. He do them, go back to the doctor, get a good report. Then he goes back to the bad way he was doing things. What are you gonna do? He a grown man. He gonna be 30. I can't go. I can't live his life for him. He either gonna do it or he ain't. But when my doctor said you need to tell your kids whatever you're doing, they need to follow, because now you don't have no diabetes. Because they were saying that diabetes come from parents, and I got two kids that's a diabetic. Okay. And so when I went to my doctor, I said, "Oh, before I leave, am I diabetic? Do you all need to check me again?" And she said, "Well, you here as a follow up, so let me look at your blood work." She pulled up that computer. She looked at me. She said, if you're a diabetic, it sure is." I cracked up. She said, "Baby, your kids need to do whatever you're doing, because whatever you're doing, like that." And then she said some more. I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, they said," she said, "most of the time it does come from a parent." She said, "But not you." So when I told my kids, I said, "I'm not a diabetic. I'm not even close to one." They was like, yeah. So until they want to ask me again, because I be offering and they, "Oh, mom, okay." Everybody else follow me. They don't. And right now they still on all that insulin. They done added more. So, it just is what it is. Sometimes your own is the last ones to get in line. Everybody else from different churches and pastors and all this and stuff be inboxing me or texting me if they got my number. Texting me, "I'm going through this. What can I do? Because I don't want to be on this shot," and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And they listen, they do it, they go back to the doctor. The doctor's like, "What happened? Your blood work is totally different." See what I'm saying? Anywho, this can be used for gout. So if you know anybody who has gout, okay, fenugreek is one of the best things you can get on to start taking for gout. Swollen lymph nodes, anybody who got lymphedema or things like that, swollen lymph nodes, fenugreek, okay. Leg ulcers, eczema, wounds, all the things. Now, I'm going to talk about sciatica real quick, okay. I'm going to do a thing on sciatica again because some people are asking for that. And we're going to call it part 2. Sciatica basically, if you really want to get to the rooty and the tooty of sciatica. Now, fenugreek helps sciatica as well. That's why I'm talking about it real quick. But one of the main things, if you have sciatica, is saying that your body is missing. You ready? Copper. Yes, you heard me. Copper. You can either get on a copper supplement or get a copper cream and rub it on your back, because most of the time sciatica means that it's a disc that's enlarged or a disc that's out of place. D-I-S-K, disc. Okay, I'm Southern and I'm Creole, and honey, all these things be sounding alike. So just give me some grace, okay? Disc, D-I-S-K, D-I-S-C, I'm sorry. Uh, Either it's out of place or it's big or something, and it's pressing on a nerve, and so it causes sciatica, okay? And nerve runs down your leg all the way to your foot. So one thing that has been proven, all right, now medical is trying to find a way to charge out for this. They're trying to find a way to get with the pharmaceutical companies and charge. Seriously, no lie, okay? What you may want to do is just get you some cream with copper in it, a copper cream, and just start rubbing it on your back. Just start rubbing it and see if your body don't heal itself. See if you don't have more mobility to where you're not falling and in pain and all of this and stuff. They've tried everything to try to do it. Gabapentin, all of that stuff, all the things. They tried it and they still ain't got to it yet. So I'm telling you, most of the time, okay, I ain't gonna swear 100%, but what will it hurt for you to get you some copper and try it if you got a sciatica? Okay, get you some copper. You can either get copper supplements or you can get copper cream. I would do the cream and just put it directly on my back and see if it don't help. You can't do it for 2 days and talk about it didn't help. Some of y'all bother my soul. Your doctor can tell you take these pills and go on about your business, and you don't know if they're going to work or not. And they got about 59,000 side effects, but you will take them and be so faithful. Won't complain. Pills ain't worked in 2 years, but the doctor told you to take them and keep refilling them, and you keep taking them. Okay? Here I am trying to get you healed to where you ain't got to do that no more. And after 48 hours, it don't work. You know how much you don't put in your system just from pharmaceuticals, period, that these herbs that go in and try to navigate through and reverse the damage? Are you serious? Weird, but okay. Weird, but okay. Okay. So anyway, that was that on that. Now, prophetically, I told you guys in 2003, in 2002, in 2023, 2022, and 2024. I said, I see something coming. When it was 2024, I re-stood on that. I said, y'all, what I've been telling y'all is coming, it's going to hit next year. I hope you still been stacking up on your aspirin, on your alcohol, on your peroxide. I said, I hope y'all been going getting them dollar things and just stacking up on them. I said, first aid kit. I said, cotton balls. I told y'all, I said, Band-Aids. I said, antiseptics, things for your gut. I said, even if you don't need it now, stock up on it. I said, because it's going to hit next year. Now, I know y'all like, well, Creole ain't nothing hit. Did you not hear the president? The president said, and this is a loose quote, air quotes, loose quote. He's going to put tariffs on pharmaceutical products. 100%. What does that mean? Cotton balls, aspirin, antiseptic, alcohol, peroxide, all the things I told you guys. Even your medicine that you get from your doctor, yeah, 100%. You who can barely pay mortgage, who can barely feed yourself, who can barely already afford to go to the doctor, now 100%, any prescription, anything that helps the body, goes on the body in any type of medicinal way, you're going to have to pay 100%. I told you about the herbs. I said, even if you don't need it now, everything that I'm telling you to get it. Get 2 bottles if you can to keep stocked up on everything. I said, because you may not need it now, but you might need it later. Get it. Everybody laughed at me. I ain't gonna get that for what? I don't need that. I go to my doctor and my stuff is free and blah, blah, blah. What you gonna do now? I'll wait. I keep telling you, a lot of stuff that you hear me say over here, you may not need it now. It don't mean you ain't gonna need it later, or you may not need it. It don't mean that a loved one that you care about won't need it. Moving forward, let's go. We're getting out of this. I want to talk to you guys about, let me pull up what my thing is about. Hold on. Okay. Autophagy. That's what I want to talk about now. Autophagy. Then we're going to get into the other one. Okay. I'm going to give you 3 herbs. That's autophagy. Okay. What is autophagy? Loosely put, autophagy is death, cell death. Okay. Negative cell death. There are some herbs and some foods. Okay. I will come back and probably Tuesday because y'all know Monday's my birthday. Hey, girl. Anyway, probably come back Tuesday and we'll talk about autophagy. Okay. Because with everything going on, I want you all to be balanced in herbs. Okay. Not just one that's going, keep you going or whatever, but I want you to know about autophagy that'll kill these bad cells, unnecessary cells. Okay. It's called cell death. That's autophagy. Just loosely. Okay. But if you really want a little bit of a definition of what autophagy is, autophagy is a cellular process in which a cell engulfs and degrades its own damaged or unnecessary component, such as proteins, organelles, and mitochondria. Okay, so autophagy is triggered by stress conditions such as nutrient deprivation, starvation, or infection. Right, and disease prevention is one of the things that autophagy does. Okay, it plays a role in preventing degenerative disease, cancer, and infections. Okay, so that's why I am focusing on this. All right, because whether you have the answer, put a C in front, or you have infection, or you have a neurodegenerative disease, or something of the fact like cells that's been damaged and all of that, you need to know something that you can take to kill those bad cells, okay, to kill the answer, to kill infection and all of this and stuff that won't harm your body. Okay, so that's what autophagy is. Now, I have already came on here and told you guys about a couple of these herbs. We've talked about several of them, so I'm gonna give you 3. Okay, and hold on to that because we're gonna dissect these 3 Tuesday. Okay. And then I'm going to get you also Tuesday some food that you can go just buy. If you got food stamps, you can put them on your food stamps and go on about your business. Okay. At least you'll have knowledge of what foods destroy bad cells. All right. So one of them we've talked about is ginkgo biloba. Now, ginkgo biloba, every Black person, especially if you 45 or above, you should actually have this. You should actually have this. I told y'all that before. I'm telling you now. And not because of the autophagy aspect, but because as you get older, your circulation slows up. If you got any type of autoimmune disease, circulation is one of the bad things of an autoimmune disease. So ginkgo biloba actually helps your circulation. It keeps your blood moving. It keeps you flowing. You need that. Okay. Berberine, diabetics. I told y'all about this last week. Everybody else, I told y'all about this. I've told y'all about this before. Berberine. Okay. Berberine is awesome. We're going to get into that some more because I'm talking about Autophagy. And last but not least, I can never say this word. Reservoir okay, let me spell it. Resverotol. Reservoir. Okay. That is something we're gonna get into too. All of this is gonna happen Tuesday. All of this is gonna happen Tuesday. Nevertheless, I want to give y'all at least these three for autophagy, okay? All right. And what is autophagy? Say it one more time. Cell death. Okay. It helps you to move the depth of, like, it kills bad cells. If you can look at it like that, if you, like I said, if you have cancer, put the C in front. If you have neurodegenerative disease, okay, if you have infection, you want cell death to those. When those cells die, it helps your real cells rejuvenate faster. I will say this. I'm going to also add to that goji berry Tuesday, because that is something that you need to get ASAP. Goji berry. Okay. I did a live on goji berry before. You can kind of put that in and type Creole goji berry and it should come up. Okay. But if not, be here Tuesday. Because again, Monday's my birthday. But be here Tuesday. Okay, because we're gonna get into the things. Be ready to stay for like an hour and 30 minutes, okay? Because this is about your health, the future health of your children and grandchildren, your husband, your wife, your grandparents, your mother, your father. If they actually have Alzheimer's, oh God, come on, God. If they actually have Alzheimer's, you want to be here because they don't have to keep Alzheimer's. Say that again, Creole. They don't have to keep Alzheimer's. And if you don't want it, you better be here. You better listen. Because I'm also going to break down the body parts and spiritually what's affecting your body parts. And I'm going to give you something to do to where it doesn't have to. I'm not just a pretty face. I'm very intelligent. I just want y'all to know that. You know, I clown like everybody. Let me address that too. I've heard people say, if you a preacher and all this, why you be up? First of all, and second to least, okay? When the preacher preach, I'm talking about me, okay? I'm so straight up, no chaser. I'm about the straightest, the most honest preacher you're going to ever see in your life. And I do not apologize because God loves me the way that I am. And he still covers me and speaks to me and do all the things the way I am. Okay. Now, here's the thing. YouTube can be something like your favorite sitcom. I know a lot of pastors and bishops that love their show. And regardless of what God called them to do, when they go home, they watch their cowboy show. They watch their favorite sitcom or show or whatever. No different than YouTube. No different than YouTube. So y'all stop that. Cause I never let you put me on the pedestal and be like you supposed to be all blah 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 blah. No, first of all, I'm human. Okay. Everybody that God chose in the Bible, and I mean chose, because not everybody's chosen. Okay. That's the difference. I'm chosen. Everybody that God chose had an issue. And I'm just gonna name two because y'all don't know everybody, okay? Some of y'all know these people, and y'all know these people. Half y'all know these people and don't know Jesus, but that's neither here nor there. It ain't my struggle, okay? I drink some my water and mind my business, okay? So let me go here. Moses stuttered. That's why he sent Aaron, his brother, to be his speaker. Moses said, "I'm stammered of speech," meaning I stutter. He was afraid the people wouldn't listen to him, and he had an insecurity because he stuttered. God sent Aaron, his brother, to say what Moses couldn't say, to be Moses' mouthpiece. But he still chose Moses with his stuttering. Let's pick Noah, okay? Noah was an alcoholic. I'll wait. Never met a drink he didn't like. But he still chose him to do what? Restart the world, to build the ark. A man who was a drunk. He could have thought that was his alcohol speaking, but he heard the voice of God, and God chose him to do what? Save the world, start the world over again with just his family. So I said all that to say, y'all stop that craziness, because whatever I'm doing or I'm not doing, God still chose me. One, he know I'm going to give him the glory. One, I have a testimony and a praise report of the things that I came out of. Some of y'all that's trying to judge me and those that's like me, you ain't made an attempt to even go look at a book, letting on the Bible. You don't watch cartoons that's got spiritual stuff in it. You ain't darkened the door of a church and got the nerve to try to judge somebody. Boy, girl, sir, ma'am, go on. Go on. Because I ain't always been who I am. I keep telling y'all, my mouth is reckless. That's why I put my lips to God, because I can say some stuff to hurt people's feelings. And I choose not to, because that's not who I am. And I told y'all, what my grandkids think of me is very important. God first, grandkids second. So that's why I'll be whatever you say I am. But I just want you to know, the judgment you give me, you're going to be judged the same way. So be careful. Be careful when you point your finger. It's 3 pointing back at you. Thank you, Grandmama, for telling me that. When you point your one finger at somebody, it's 3 of them that's pointing back at you. So the same judgment you give me, be ready to walk it. Be ready to walk it. See, a true pastor, a true minister of God, we preach the word even if it affects us. I keep telling y'all, whatever word I give out, it's either done hitting me or is hitting me, and God still wanted said, because I got to get it in line myself. It don't exempt me from it. No. I told y'all, I'm straight up no chaser. I don't care what you know about me, and what you knowing it about me, and what else is they gonna do? If God already knows, this is the point I'm trying to get to y'all. God knows all. Those nights when you in there getting the ooh baby, ooh baby, ooh, yeah, right. When you doing all that, Jesus sitting right over listening. If you think about it like that, you won't be so quick to give your peen or give your puss without a ring the way it's supposed to be. You won't be, you know, because even though he's not in the bedroom with you, because God said he don't go in, he don't go in there. You know, the bed is undefiled. He don't go in that room when you're married. Okay, you hear me? You hear me? Okay, but when you just out here loosey and goosey, some of y'all will crucify Jesus all over again. You would crucify him all over again if he was here. You would deny him and crucify him for the I can't help it. So again, before you try to judge those of us who really love the Lord and who really try to live the way he wants us to live, and every now and then we might get a little dirt on our shoes, but we smart enough to clean our shoes and say, I ain't gonna go that path no more because I went that path and my shoes got dirty. And when you ain't even trying, baby. Don't go there. Don't go there. I'm serious. Okay, moving forward. Now let's get to this. I want to pull this up, y'all. I think I hit all my medical stuff. So everybody who wanted the medical, you got the medical first. Okay. Let's do this. If anybody asks you who I am, who I am, who I am, if anybody asks you. I love to hear my uncle sing it. Tell a mama, child of God, if anybody asks you. Yes, come on, come on, come on. Yes, I'm pulling up the story, you guys. Hold on. Come on, come on. Oh, let me see. Okay. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, my computer. This one that I got is very, 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 very slow. It needs to be cleaned, and I can't clean it. It won't let me clean it. I don't know what type of HP this is. Seriously. It's been one of them HPs that yeah, let me show y'all this real quick and then we'll go to the story and then we'll be out of here. Thank you all for drop down. Thank you all who didn't. I appreciate the click and the view. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? Uh don't forget to share and subscribe. Okay.
You know what that is? My mind. Oh, we get ready for the message. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Let's get ready for the word. If anybody asks you who I am, who I am, who I am. If anybody asks you who I am, tell them I'm a child of God. If the mother asks you who I am, yeah, who I am, yeah, who I am. If the mother asks you who I am, tell them I'm a child of God. If the preacher asks you who I am, who I am, who I am. If the preacher asks you who I am, tell me I'm a child of God. If the deacon asks you who I am, who I am, who I am, who I am, who I am. If the deacon asks you who I am, tell me I'm a child of God. Everybody asks you who I am, who I am, who I am, who I am, who I am. If anybody asks you who I am, tell them, listen, amazing grace, a sweet little sound, save a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Now I see. If anybody asks you who I am, Lord have mercy.
Yes. Yeah, that is my uncle. I love to hear him sing that song. I swear I do. I love to hear him sing that song. And that's what I wanted to show you guys that he sung that song. Yes, 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 yes. He's also the one that I was telling you about that's in the encyclopedia. I know we don't even support encyclopedias no more, but there was a whole documentary. Not documentary, but there's a whole, what can I say? They actually have college classes about my uncle. Okay. And so I'm excited about that. I love my family. I do. I do. I love my family. Also, if you all remember, what is that show that had what is her name? Hinton. Hinton. What is her name? Oh my God. Um It was about your boy, the light skinned dude. He started a record company, and uh Cookie, his wife's name was Cookie, and she went to jail. and um, he took the company and cut her out and raised the boys and all of this and stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It was a big time black series, black TV series. Empire. Come on. Okay, so do y'all remember when the first season of Empire, Cookie's cousin Bumpy or Bucky, they offed him, and then they had his funeral at this church. Okay. They had the funeral at this church. That church was my uncle's church. Him, I just showed y'all. That was his church. Not only that, if you look real good, you actually see him officiating over the body. I think he's an all white at that on the series or whatever and everything. So yeah, so anyway, so let me give some history because I'm very sensitive about my family, especially when I know they straight up no chaser. Let me give you some history about the balloon in the back that said Valentine. Somebody in his service thought about him because it was around Valentine's Day, and they wanted to present that to him as a gift. They couldn't afford something else. I ain't getting in their business, but they couldn't afford something else. All they could do to show him that they appreciate him was to buy him a Valentine balloon. Okay. So you got to know some things before you start judging. Just because that Valentine balloon was in the church don't mean he worshiped this and worshiped that. It was more to it than that. And he's the type of minister that he took his own money. Let me just give you some history of my family, okay? He took his own money when he went to that location. Where that location is gang central. Gang central. You got the Crips, you got the Bloods, you got this and this. Nobody wanted that church in that area. Nobody. Okay? Let's get that straight. He went into there because he said God called him to that particular area. He went in that area, took his money, redid the church and everything, from the outside of the church, the inside of the church, everything. He's so real. Come on now. Come on, God. I'm telling what I know, not what I think. He's so real that gang members came in the church and laid their rags down and their weapons down in that church because of his lifestyle. He's so real. People that was on drugs came in and laid their crack pipes down and their cocaine on the thing because they wanted to know more about this guy. Moving forward. All right, so let's talk about this right here. Where we go? Like I said, I wanted to share that because I love to hear him sing, and he sings that. I mean, when he goes preaching everywhere, they request that he sang that our Sam Cooke song. They even got him on YouTube singing Sam Cooke song and everything. A change is gonna come and everything. So my cousin that I'll be showing y'all, her name is Izza. The girl I'll be showing y'all that sings, that's his daughter. She travels and sings. Even when she sings, she always end up ministering to different people and all this and stuff. So I can't talk much about nobody else, but I defend everybody that I know that tells the truth and is real. I don't care who you are. If they get mad at Catherine and all this and stuff, I'd be like, hey, hold up, because Catherine, she be on it. She tell her, that's just me, okay? It's me. I don't let stuff slide like that. I don't. I feel some type of way when it comes to stuff like that. Because I feel like us as Black people, we got so many things that we got wrong. We got, yeah. Hold on, y'all. Give me a minute. Okay. This right here, this was a rising star, okay? I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but they were a rising star. This has been 18 years, I believe, and there still has not been anybody to come forth and talk about this. This is Yolanda Lele Brown and Jatoon Kool-Aid Claiborne. All right. Let me just give you some back history on this. Yolanda Lele Brown was 21 years old, but her voice had already hit the world stage. She sang on Life Jennings' smash single Sex, okay, SEX, a track that climbed to number 3 on the Billboard's R&B charts. Everyone knew she was next. She was on her way. Lala lived and worked with her boyfriend, Jatoon Kool-Aid Claiborne, 22, a music producer, at their studio, Loud Enough Productions, okay, with a Z, on 55th Street near Lisbon. Just weeks before the studio had been broken into, thieves got away with over $10,000 in equipment. Then came back the night that changed everything. On October 2007, Lala Alele, however you pronounce it, okay, and Jatoon had dinner with her family. A relative dropped them back off at the studio. That was the last time they were seen alive. Days passed, no calls, no replies. Family members knew something was wrong. The lights inside the studio stayed on, but the building manager refused entry without a warrant. Desperate, Lala family took action. They knocked the door down. What they found was unbearable. Both Lala, Lele, and Jatane were dead. Their decomposing bodies lying inside the studio. They had been shot to death and left for days. Okay, investigation dragged. Leads went cold. Police never made any arrests. Nearly 2 decades later, no suspects, no motive, no justice. Lele was more than a rising star. She was a daughter, a mother, a young woman with dreams bigger than the Milwaukee streets that stole her life. Jetannu, I guess that's how you pronounce his name, was more than a producer. He was a family too. He was family too, I'm sorry. Their case remains one of Milwaukee's most haunting unsolved murders. Someone out there knows the truth, okay? If you have any information about the murders of Yolanda, Lala Alele Brown, or JETANNUE Claiborne, you can always call the Milwaukee Police Department, okay? And they gave a number, which is 414-933-4444, okay? You know, there's always somebody, y'all, that knows what happens to these people that just don't say nothing. Because you know how long it took for Grandmaster Jay for his murderers to be caught. I think it was what, 20 something years. You know, the lady that they let survive in there, she saw the whole thing but was scared to say something. She wouldn't say nothing at all. She saw who did it. Just think about that. 20 something years, you saw who killed this man that was loved by many, because he wasn't loved by everybody, because if he was, then none of that would have happened. But he was loved by many, and you saw that, and you were scared to even speak up. So I'm coming on here today because you all know that I do things like this, okay, crimes and stuff like this. I'm coming on hoping that this will reach somebody that knows something and they will start the investigation again, okay? Because no mother deserves to not know what happened to their child. No child deserves not to know what happened to their mother. And this son, just think, they went back in the studio to make magic. And here's the thing. This is what I want to say. A lot of people get mad at people when they move out of the hood. Okay. A lot of people get mad when people move out of the hood. They feel like, you stuck up, you ain't keeping it real. You ain't keeping it real. You know, that's what they say. I get you, Jay. I'm just now coming back over here looking at I've been on another computer getting my stuff together. I'm sorry. But a lot of people, you don't keep it real. People move out the hood. I'm hood for life. I'm hood for life. Okay, that's fine. That's fine that you're hood for life and you don't mean nobody no harm. But here's the thing. When you start to make it, when you start to elevate, when you start to get one more TV than the next person, or you upgrade your car from a Honda to a Lincoln, or, the people in the hood don't like that. And the first thing they start to say is, this ninja think they all it now that they done got a little celebrity. Yeah, I'm gonna show them how much they about that life. I'm gonna show them how much they make. And they off you because you doing something productive to change your life. They rob you because you doing something productive to give your family. It's a mentality. I always say I hate that we as Black people suffer from crab mentality, crab in the bucket mentality. We step on each other to be great. We step on each other. We all in the same neighborhood. So evidently, we kind of even. We all in the same neighborhood. You'll rob me because I just worked hard to put some stuff in my yard to make my yard look better, to bring my value up. But I worked overtime for that. I did all the things. I paid my debt off. I put in work for this so that my yard could look like this, so that the value of my house can come up. And you pissed because my yard look good. So you wait until we go to sleep and you come over and destroy my yard, steal my stuff and everything. Why? Jealousy is a mother. Do you hear me? Jealousy is a mother of our mothers. And crab mentality, crab in the bucket mentality goes so far. You cannot share with everybody, especially your so-called friend. You cannot share with everybody when you get a raise, what you plan to do next week, especially if it means to better yourself. You got to keep that stuff to yourself when you're around those that don't mean you no good. And you always know, here's a hint, when people are comfortable being less than or at the bottom. And when you say, okay, they comfortable with their yard not looking good, but when you say, you know what, I really want to have them landscape my yard. I want my yard to look like, I'm going to call around. Why? This is what you hear. Why? Girl, man, if you don't leave that yard alone, it's a yard, man. Leave it alone, man. You know where that's how you know. Because most people that's for you and don't mean ill will. If you say, I think I'm going to go back to school. I think I'm going to take, I just want to take another language. They be like, I hear you, school ain't for me, but go on and do it, for real. Maybe you can teach me something, but I just can't do school. See, that's the difference. Now, going back to school, learn a new language. Man, you 60 years old. What you want to learn a new language for? Why you going back to school? What's that going to do except give you that? See the difference? Because as long as we equal, I don't feel like you better than me. I don't have the chops I will do without to do what I need to do, or what I, to be great, or to be better. I'm where I'm at, and I'm all right where I'm at. And I know I ain't shot. In my best friend's word, SHAT. I know I ain't shot, but I'm going to stick where I am, and I don't want you to do no better either. So as long as I'm on the bottom, you're going to be on the bottom with me. Misery loves company, no matter the color, no matter the language. It is what it is. Misery loves company. So when you see people that try to dog you for wanting to do better, just know your surroundings. Know your surroundings. It's a whole lot of people that I've seen and met on YouTube. I know for a fact mentally ain't there. They have a mental issue, and I be like, I try my best, y'all, but they come second nature when you don't went to school for it. Okay. Mentally I be like, this person needs help. They not there. Are they slow? Is something missing? When I hear people talk, automatically I know. That's why I tell a lot of people, a lot of y'all shouldn't hit links. I'm gonna be honest with you. You as long as you in the chat, we kind of we'll guess what you is. Cause you know in the chat everybody type crazy, whatever. So no judgment for real. Sometimes when y'all, it's best to be thought dumb than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Let me say that one more time. Hold on. Let me get closer. It's best to be thought dumb. Don't tell nobody, okay? We just talking. It's best to be thought dumb than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Because some of us, we see what you be typing and we like, this person's either crazy or just having fun. And then when you hit a link and you begin to talk, and we like, oh, they really, they done with two B's. Okay. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I ain't judging. I'm just saying some of y'all don't need to hit no links. And then some of y'all get comfortable hitting links. And I'll be like, they don't really, you know what? I'm gonna tell you why. Here's my thing, okay? Go back and listen to how you talk on a link. If you go back and listen to your part on how you talk. I always say that. I always say that. Go back, like for real. Go back and listen. Pull your part up where you entered and listen to you. And if you're happy, well, praise God. You know what? I always tell people when you're writing a paper or when you're sending a email, you may speak one way, but is that the correct way to send your email? Is that the correct way to respond to somebody? See, business is one thing. Urbanomics, okay, the way you talk on an everyday basis is a whole nother. Nobody reviews themselves anymore. No, like me, when I talk crazy, I can tell y'all, I know that didn't make sense. It don't sound right, but let's flow with it. Okay, because I know a lot of people try to make us understand that how they talk is how you're supposed to talk. No, it's not. No, ma'am, no ham, no sandwich. No, it's not, boo. People just accept that because they like you. But that ain't how you. Oh my God. Oh my God. VT Hill. I'm going to need your therapy. I'm going to need your therapy, VT. I know you listen to me. Thank you for your support, boo. Oh, God. Anywho, moving forward. Let me see, y'all. I'm sorry. JV, stop. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I'm serious. I really sometimes it just come out. It has to be said so it comes out. I'm being honest with you. Okay. Like my husband was as country as country can get. And I loved his little country, but I did. But let me tell you what my husband used to do. Anytime there was something professionally or serious and he needed to respond to something or whatever, he'll come right in the room or wherever I'm at and say, hey, babe, I need to send a response to the company. HR is asking me to blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. He's like, all right, thanks. And he gone back because he know his wife can switch from this person to that professional person and get it done. When you know, like me, before I start doing resumes, okay, before I start doing resumes, I would do my own, but I would send it to two people that I know that was one of the things that they were proficient in. I would send it to them and say, what does this need? Overlook this. Can you shape this up? Tell me what I need to say, what I don't need to say, blah, blah, blah. Them people, see, I don't think I know everything. See, that's what's wrong with some of y'all. Y'all know everything. Can't nobody tell you nothing. You just Okay? And that's fine. I ain't that one. Okay? So I would send it to these two people that I trust and knew had my best interest at heart, but also was proficient in it. And they would send it back with corrections. And I couldn't get mad if I asked you for it and I want to be great. Some of y'all say things, and when people critique you, you get mad. Huh? Then why'd you ask? Why'd you say it? That's weird. Never mind. Moving on. And I would make those necessary changes. And this little girl right here from the projects, okay? From the projects. Do you hear me? Before I finished any degrees except for the associate's degree, that's all I had, was getting jobs with people who had masters. Not only was I getting the jobs, I was getting more money than them. And I would be sitting in these Fortune 500 companies, corporations, with Becky and Barry and Kevin, you know, all of them, and Missy, whose families own this and that, and they did this and this every weekend. I'd be sitting right next to them, and they'd be talking about, I'm going to go and get a raise because I think I deserve a raise, and blah, blah, blah. And they would do something that you're not supposed to do, which is tell how much they make. Because, see, I'm Black and I'm dumb, and I could not possibly be even making what they're making. Of course not. So they had it, not, it wasn't strange to tell me, yeah, I'm making $21 an hour. And I think I need to be making way more than that, at least $5 more. You understand that? I'm like, well, yeah, if that's what you feel you should be making, I would go to them and, see what they think. They didn't know that not only was I making more than them, but I was making $10 more than them. Let's talk. Let's talk, boo. This project chick. Oh, and they didn't have, they when I tell you, when I used to work for the government, I met a whole lot of interesting people. Okay. I met people that looked like me, that didn't want to look like me. And so they didn't associate with me at all. Okay. They associated with Blair and all of them who went golfing and stuff like that, which is fine because I ain't trying to get your acceptance. I love me. I love what I came through. Okay. The struggle was real. But yet and still, I'm sitting here with you. So it couldn't have been too much that I grew up in the projects. I'm just saying. Anyway, yeah. I met some very interesting people. I had a supervisor that hated the fact that my husband loved on me, and he loved on me not only personally and closed in, but he loved on me out loud. He didn't care who knew how much he loved me or how he loved me. And I had a supervisor that had a problem with that. When my husband first showed up at the job, bringing me the car keys, because we used to swap. So he would bring me the car keys. And sometimes he would bring me lunch, or he would bring me a gift, or whatever he decided to do. Now, if I wanted lunch, he would bring it to me. Okay. Most of the time, I would already bring my lunch. I would say, no, I'm ordering something today. But I remember when he came in and he brought me roses. Okay. She followed him all the way to my desk. So he gave me the key. He gave me the keys. And everybody's like, oh, does he have a brother? And all this and stuff. That was just my husband. He didn't do it for them. That's just him. Okay. He gave me a kiss. And he said, I'll call you when I get to work. I'm like, okay. Thank you, babe. Put him on my desk. And I noticed she was still standing there. She said, he must have messed up. Why you say that? That was my question. Why you say that? Because he brought you flowers. So he had to mess up. I'm trying to figure out where she's going with this. Okay. Of course, she didn't look like me. And so she was like, because most of the time, I know my husband, he brings me flowers when he messed up. I said, my husband brings me flowers just because. I said, even if it's on a Friday, just because it's Friday, I love you, baby. It could be a Monday, just because it's Monday. I love you, baby. It could be a Saturday, just because it's Saturday. I love you, baby. Really? Really? Now, first of all, me and you ain't that cool for you even be asking me nothing about my marriage. Let's get that straight. You don't like me, and I ain't too fond of you. Okay? Let's just you don't understand how this black girl got this position, and all I walked in with was an associate's. And they already said you need a master's. So how did she get this position? So I'm gonna have a problem with her because evidently she can take my position. After all, she has management position, and then she got this position. She's not too far from me. So I'm gonna have to watch her. See, y'all will know my story. Y'all will know my story. These 55 years, praise God, that's coming up Monday. Baby, I've been through a lot. I see a lot, I know a lot. I don't speak a lot because okay, it's best to be thought dumb. And I'd rather for people to say, ain't too much to her. She ain't nothing. After all, she had her first child when she was 15. She on YouTube. She only have 2 or 3 in her chat. She ain't about nothing. Okay. And I ain't. Not to y'all. I ain't trying to be nothing. I'm trying to be me. And if that means I have one or none, I keep saying that. If it means I get one or none, I'm here. I'm different. And shout out to GFTV when he holler, we different. Yeah, we different. I ain't like that. I don't need a crowd. I don't. When a crowd follows you, you're not doing something right. I learned that. Now, when the right crowd follow you, that means they really want to know. It's something about what God has put in you that's drawing them. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. That's it. And it makes people hate me, and that's fine. I've been hated by the best. I keep telling you, corporate people didn't understand. Okay, let me really make you mad. Those of you all who hate me, you're gonna really hate me from this story. Listen up good. So I have started a Fortune 500 company that processes credit cards. Okay, they processes credit cards and all of that. Right? We were in a shopping mall. I was pulled as one of the people to design the building that we were to move in. Okay, put in there what we want, what we think we need, and all of this. I was picked. It was 10 of us. I was one. I was one dorky. Okay. It was 2 more dorkies, 3 of us. All right. I was the darkest of the dorkies. You get me? I told y'all I'm a quarter to midnight dork. Okay. Some of y'all done seen my pictures. You done seen my videos with me on it. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Moving forward. So I was in there in the planning when we was in the strip mall. We were blessed to have the building, $1 million building, over $1 billion building, with everything that I asked for in this building, because I had a vision. It wasn't even my building, but I had a vision. Okay. The building was built and all of this. They put it in the newspaper. It went worldwide, state-of-the-art building. Okay. Okay. My second week in this strip mall working for this company, I had 3 white supervisors pull me in the office. The main supervisor said to me, and I quote, I never forget this. Do you like me? Not your work is ugly. You don't know what you're doing. We writing you up. This, that, and the other. She pulls me in a meeting with the other 2 supervisors, and I quote, do you like me? I said, excuse me? Huh? What? What are you talking about? I don't know you. Yeah, that's what it said. I don't know you. I'm here to do a job. This is my second week here, and I'm trying to make sure I get everything that I'm supposed to get so I can keep my job. Oh, maybe that's what it is. I just thought you didn't like me. I don't know you. Yeah, I said it again. I don't know you. One of the other men just spoke up and said, yeah, that's what I kind of thought. She's just focused. She's real focused on what she's supposed to do. Then I was told, okay, well, so as far as we know, you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work and everything. And you can go back. Y'all, the woman put, y'all not hearing me. Second week on the job, the woman calls me in the conference with two other supervisors to ask me if I liked her. When I told my husband that on lunch, I called him. I said, babe, guess what? He said, what? And I told him, he said, huh? Yeah, I said, she gonna be a problem. I said, but it's something behind it. Come to find out. Somebody that's close to one of the other supervisors told me in the break room, you know, they saw that you got management under your belt, that you and this, that, and the other, and that's why they called you in there. She's afraid you're going to take her job. That's what I ran up against. Not that my work was never good, not that I was belligerent, I didn't know how to carry myself and all of that stuff like that. I didn't have none of that. It was always I made other people inferior to just because of what they read on my resume. It was all true, but it was doctored up such a way that, wow. And when I tell y'all, this woman wanted to make sure I didn't progress, she did. Underwriting. Any of y'all that's work for a corporate, you understand what underwriting does, okay? Underwriting, the women of underwriting, it was 5. All 5 of them women wanted me to eat lunch with them. So at least 3 times a week out of 5, I would eat lunch with underwriting. They were teaching me underwriting because they liked me. They had went to their supervisor and said, we think she would be a great fit for underwriting. Now, if you know anything about underwriting, you know that's money. Okay, that's money. They always tried to get me every time an annual came around to get down there in underwriting. Every annual, this supervisor would make sure I was a half a point from where I needed to be to go to underwriting. She didn't want me to leave her because she knew I made her people great. Oh, let's talk about it. I made her look good, baby. How do you fail a quality by a half a point? First of all, if you fail about half a point, you're supposed to go on probation. No probation, okay? But I failed by a half a point, a half a point. And then if you fail it twice, you're supposed to be out the door. No fine. And then y'all, the head of the company that's running it, not the CEO, I'm coming up on that, not the CEO, but the one that's over the managers, contacted her and said, I need to speak with her. Came and pulled me to the side and said, would you like to learn how to do POS? That's something that we're going into, and we're looking for people to learn to create POS systems, to program them and create them. Would you like to do that? I'm always looking for something to add to my resume so I can make more money because I got kids to take care of. Absolutely, I would. But I have women, here it is, but I missed my quality by a half of a point. We're not paying attention to that. Be looking for your email. It'll tell you Monday where to report to so you can be our POS person. So these little machines that y'all got in these stores, that y'all go to these stores and it's on the computer and they swipe your card, but it's a computer. It's a computer screen right there. That's a POS system. I did that. And proud to say, I did that. A little project chick, me, that don't always put her words together correctly at times. All the things. Had a baby at 15. all the things, was a stripper and all this other stuff. I did that. And still, the following year, failed my quality by half of a point. Y'all make it make sense. This person created the POS systems, programmed the POS systems, sent them all the way around the world. People would call and ask for me personally. Programmed credit card machines. Had $1 million accounts that I was over. I would have to batch their machines, which means I put in a code to send your money from your establishment to me to count and submit it to your bank account. Me. Project girl, me. But failed every quality there was by half of a point. Make it make sense. So when I tell y'all I have learned to overlook what people think about me, baby, it makes me no never mad because I'm the stuff. And I never take down. I'm the stuff. Do you hear me? And that's how you should feel about you. That's why I talk to my butterflies like this, because they understand. You the stuff. I don't care if you plus size, extra plus size, railroad skinny, bald-headed, woolly hair, cockeyed. You the stuff, and don't let nobody tell you differently. Do you hear me? It ain't where you come from, it's how you elevate. I never forget where I come from. I'm proud to say I'm a project chick, and that's why a lot of people can't stand me, because they don't equal up. I understand. I talk my stuff and stand on my pedestal. I tell my worst life and I tell my best life. I tell it all. I had people fight me for my kids. Y'all don't understand, baby. When I sit up here and I try to tell y'all stuff, it ain't because my life has been great. Been there, done there, got my t-shirt in it and moved on. I am who I am. And I don't try to be nobody else because I love me. I love me. I can look in the mirror and see every dimple, every fat cell, every discoloration, whatever it is. I can say, girl, you back that. I love me. I keep telling y'all, some of y'all need to stand in a full-length mirror. Baby, I got mirrors all on my house. That's how I love me. That's how much I love me. I got mirrors everywhere. Do you hear me? And I'm talking full-length mirrors. Don't judge me. Drink your water, man, your business, okay? But some of y'all need to take off your clothes. Stand butt naked in the mirror and look at everything that goes on with your body and learn to love you. Until you love you, there's nobody else that's going to love you. If you're looking for a mate, whether it be a female or a male, they're not going to love you if you don't love you. Let me tell you something. It's somebody, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'll never tell y'all who. It's somebody that is in love with me. Okay? They really are. And I know they are. I know they are. But they don't believe in them so much, they won't even know. And every chance they get to talk to me, they commit suicide. Like it's never a conversation. It's always they have to feel like they got one up on you. Like you ask the question and they come with a paragraph about the question. You see what I'm saying? Like if you say something like, I think collard greens is something that we have adopted, but I don't think that's something we should be eating because of, what it does to melanated skin. Well, if you're talking about me, I love collard greens and I'm going to keep eating collard greens no matter what you say. How it becomes that type instead of saying, because it's a way you can address that and say, yeah, I heard that. No, I've never heard that, but I love me some collard greens. I'm gonna keep eating my collard. See what I'm saying? But it becomes attackish. They don't know how to talk to me unless they feel like they got to have one up on me or talk. And I would never go for that because I'm not a dumb woman and I'm not desperate for a man. So I'd never go for that. And so I kind of let them know you are a friend to me. Well, not even a friend because you're not a friend because you're not trustworthy. You lie too much. But you're a buddy to me. And I always check out with you, see how you doing, but you're a buddy to me. You could never be nothing more. Hold on, y'all. This chair again. I am looking for me a better chair, y'all. I am trying to buy me a better chair. Y'all know where I can get a better computer chair because this computer chair sucks. You can be sitting in it and all of a sudden it'll release and take you all the way down to the ground. Nothing you do, it'll just release and take you all the way down to the ground, you know, and everything. So anyway, if y'all are in Milwaukee and you know anything about that murder, please speak up. It's been a long time, and I think it's a crime number that you can call to. It's a 1-800 crime number, and you can report, what you saw, what you think, what you heard, and that'll lead them to an investigation and possibly an arrest on what happened with this young lady and this man. I remember this. I do. I remember this, and it still touches me, and I wanted to bring it up and everything so that we can get like a closure in it and everything. Uh, and so yeah, you know what I'm saying. Let's do that. Also, don't forget to go back over the herb that I told you guys about and everything because we will be getting into that more and more, y'all. When I tell y'all, I need y'all to go to Family Dollar, Dollar General, anything's a dollar, and get these. Just start grabbing stuff, y'all. Grabbing it and yeah, you can even get these. You can even get some herbs in these places. Fenugreek. You can get that over there for $1. Get you 2 and 3 bottles because you may need it for a family member. You may end up needing it for yourself. You don't just want to have one bottle run out and then a bottle costs you uh like 3,000. I mean, $300 for one bottle. And everything, y'all. So yeah, you want to make sure that you get that. Um, Black seed oil. Who's Latas? Somebody in here I didn't see. Hey, whoever Latas is. Yeah, yeah. She said I didn't know you go live. Yeah, baby, I do. I'm gonna put it on my community channel for you. I think I just went back up to see if I missed anybody. If I missed you, count it against my head, not my heart, because I'm not trying to do that to you guys. What else was I trying to hurry up and get out for here? Because another cup of coffee is calling me JB. Oh, I'm having my toast challenge next Friday. So if you want to cook your dinner, make the toast your dinner. Okay. It's next Friday. I think I said 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's on my community wall. I need 2 more men judges. I asked one person, they wanted to give me this silicone why they couldn't. And it's, some things don't have to be an argument. It's either yes or no. I was hoping that my bestie could be one of the judges, but I'm not sure how he's working. So I'm looking for 2 more men. If I can't find 2 more men, then I just got get 2 more people. Um, but yeah, we are having the toast challenge October, which is next Friday. Okay. Again, I am counting down my birthday, guys, with you all starting Sunday night at 11:55 and coming on over into my birthday since my birthday's Monday and everything. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. My dinner is Sunday. I may take a video of it, not sure, but I may. Okay, especially of what I'm eating and everything. So yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. I always tell y'all, no matter what the test, I always do your best. Um, but I also want to tell y'all, stay out of a whole bunch of fool la la, y'all. a lot is going on, and I need y'all to keep your mind clear, okay? I need y'all to keep your mind and stuff clear, uh, and deal with the things that you have to deal with, okay? Um, we will be discussing. I ain't gonna tell you that because every time I put out here what I'm gonna talk about, somebody takes that and they go make a live and talk about it. Okay, a lot of people say they don't listen to me. That's a lie. Right? Turn up. A lot of people say they don't listen to me. That's a lie. I ain't gonna tell you how I know, but that's a lot of big time content creators that's bigger than me. They hear my stuff and they go say some of the stuff I say, but they don't listen to me. That's a lie. But we're gonna let you be great because evidently it means more to you than it does to me. I told y'all I'm the best kept secret. It's I'm on my way. I'm on my way. It's all I'm gonna say is I'm on my way. And it's better. And again, shout out to Miss Olivia. That mean a lot. That meant a lot to me, boo. Um, you know, it's best to know me and not need me than to need me and not know me. I keep telling y'all that it is. It is. Shout out to Jail Comfort Zone. She's having a poetry contest and everything. Please support her. JB, sometime next weekend, I think we're having his game night. So we need to support JB, Mr. Long Winded, because he'll be having his game night. Y'all know Room Shaker do her own thing, so you just gotta catch her when you can catch her doing what you want her to do. Uh, Let me see. I'm calling out everybody who supports me, that I know that supports me. Um, Lady Nika, she shouted out my toast competition. Go over there and give her clicking a view. Thank you, Miss Lady Nika, and everything. And it's many that don't drop down, and I appreciate you. I really, really do. Mixology, disrespectful mix, 99. That's my sister from another mister. Don't forget to give her a click in the view. Charlie, my white sister. Don't forget to give her a click in the view. She supports me as well. The Hood Table, she supports me. Don't forget to give her a click in the view. Um, so yeah, yeah. But go back over this, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I always tell y'all what I tell y'all, which is, no matter what the test, always do your best. But we're going to get into some things, okay? We're going to get into some things. It's going to get greater later. I am still waiting, for those of you who asked, I am still waiting on YouTube to release me to do memberships. I have met everything they asked me to meet, okay? Everything. Everything they said I needed to meet, I did. And I did it a month ago. Okay, a month and a half actually ago, because we almost in October now. So I don't know what the holdup is. I don't know why they tripping, but I'm at that mercy right now to do the membership thing. So, you know, it just is what it is. But I love you guys. I'm gonna text you, JB. I love you guys, and remember, the D Ham show. Don't forget to support him too, y'all. I think he's trying to get his watch hours up, if I'm not mistaken. But D Ham usually in my chat, and if he is not in my chat, he usually listens to me. So I appreciate that. So don't forget to help him out as well. Okay. All right. Thank you guys, and no matter what the test, always do your best. I love you and smooches, and thank you, Locke. Thank you, Boo, for doing my goals today. I appreciate you, love. Thank you so much. Smooches.